For 3 children inside their Grand Forks home. Authorities say Astra Volk was struggling financially. They say she owed about $3,700 in unpaid medical bills and that her wages had been garnished. As we told you last night, 4 days prior to the grisly discovery, she set up a GoFundMe page citing that she and the boys suffered from bipolar disorder and manic depression. Volk's mother says her daughter had a lifelong struggle with mental illness. We'll bring you the latest on this developing story. Our other top story tonight, yesterday's fatal mobile home fire in Fort Yates highlights a statewide problem. Not enough firefighting resources on reservations. The Bureau of Indian Affairs has a fire suppression team, but by law, they're only allowed to contain wildfires. Andrew Horn takes a closer look at this deep-seated issue.
The charred remnants of this trailer in Fort Yates confirms what leaders have known for years about the reservation's fire response capabilities.
It really brought to focus the need for more adequate structural fire response, particularly for Fort Yates, Cannonball, and Porcupine communities.
The Standing Rock Reservation has no structure fire units. They rely on other communities to respond because federal laws prevent them from using the one resource they have.
You have a fire truck down there that has resources, but policy-wise, legal-wise, you're basically not allowed to touch that structural fire. So that's been a very challenge for some tribes.
Fortunately for Standing Rock, this will now be changing. In October, the tribe will have a structure fire unit after they received a FEMA grant. This will allow them to recruit and train at least 10 firefighters.
In an instance such as a tragedy like this, minutes and seconds count, especially when it comes to human lives and property.
The tribe is also working with the Bureau of Indian Affairs to get 2 trucks they can use for those fires.
Speaking of fire danger, we're still not completely out of the woods with this drought. We'll be enjoying warm temperatures this weekend, but we're still in desperate need of rain. The National Weather Service is reporting critical fire weather conditions in central parts of North Dakota. Morton County is declaring a fire emergency and has implemented a burn ban until further notice. More on that now. Let's send it over to meteorologist Henry Blakes. Thanks, Henry. Today we're learning that a woman in a viral video this winter who did not properly clothe her children won't face any charges. The incident happening in a Cashwise parking lot in Williston. The video was posted to Facebook on January 11th. You can see 2 children in a grocery cart with no coats, hats, or gloves. One child appears to have no shoes or socks on. The day the video was taken, wind chills reached 35 below. In those temperatures, frostbite can set in less than 10 minutes. Williston police say they investigated for 3 months before turning their report over to the Williams County State's Attorney. Today we learned no charges, and that case is closed as far as the police department is concerned. On a flight from Denver to Williston yesterday afternoon, passengers say the flight attendant was drunk. A Twitter user says the attendant used obscenities while referring to a seatbelt use. That's when she reported it to the cockpit crew. Police were waiting when the plane pulled in, but no arrests were made. United Airlines says it has compensated all of those passengers. The state health department is reporting North Dakota's first case of E. coli connected to tainted romaine lettuce grown in Arizona. They also say a second possible case is being investigated. The most common symptoms include diarrhea, abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting. The outbreak has reached 25 states, killing 1 and sickening 121 others. Well, for the past few months, the Trump administration has doled out hefty tariffs, which had some North Dakota soybean growers concerned. Those fears rooted in the possibility that China would no longer buy from our state. Reporter Daniela Hurtado takes a closer look.
The U.S. is one of 3 countries China purchases soybeans from.
This past week, we've seen a sell-off, including today, soybeans down about 12 cents. Not because of the Chinese story, but because the Argentine peso has collapsed over 10% this week.
He says this has caused their soybean meal to collapse in value, putting pressure on the U.S. But Grainer does say we are at the best prices we've experienced in the last 7 years.
The demand from China has not changed, even with the discussion of tariffs. There is a need, and there's a global demand that is really being outstripped by the ability to produce.
Some farmers agree the demand will continue to be there and could even be higher than normal this year.
It does work to our benefit, but Argentina and Brazil did not have a very good soybean crop. And they're actually buying from the United States now, which is something that's not normal.
Supply and demand plays a big role in the conversation.
So if soybean prices do go down later on this year, as they seasonally do as the crop is growing, Brazilian prices will also be down. Supply and demand will still be the dictator of price because there's not enough soybeans in the world.
Schmidt says it's a chess game and farmers like himself are hoping for the best.
Garner says prices go down from spring to fall like they do every year. He says farmers need to direct their focus on their marketing plans. The state trade office forecasts a good year for the soybean market. Speaking of planting, on this Arbor Day, the state's World War I Centennial Committee is honoring North Dakota veterans by laying down roots. The trees planted at the Capitol is a Prairie Expedition American elm, which is resistant to Dutch elm disease.
That connection and honor back to the World War I veterans is a tremendous honor for us to recognize here today and to commemorate the centennial end of World War I.
30,000 North Dakotans served in World War I. More than 1,300 of them never made it back. In legal news, 2 more North Dakota tribes are joining a lawsuit against opioid manufacturers and distributors. The Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa and the Spirit Lake Sioux tribes filed suits against 24 opioid industry groups in federal court. They say companies marketed prescription drugs in a way that fraudulently concealed and minimized their addiction risk. The tribes are seeking monetary damages. The companies have denied wrongdoing. Well, there's a big problem that a new creative solution is hoping to stop. I'm talking about speeding past stopped buses as children disembark. It's a serious offense, especially on rural highways where speed limits can exceed 60 miles per hour. John Salling tells us about what the state is doing to enforce traffic laws designed to keep kids safe.
This state trooper isn't riding a school bus to make sure kids behave. Jenna Clausen is on board to keep motorists in line.
It's kind of a fun thing to do because we get to ride the bus, hang out with the kids, give them high fives when they get off, maybe hand out a pencil or two. And the students then get to see us in a different light, not always being the hard-nosed trooper giving a ticket. We're there to keep them safe as well.
Besides spending time with the kids, they watch out for people that might run the bus's stop arm, which extends when the vehicle stops so that students can safely walk across the road if they need to.
You don't know where the students are going, and that's what the stop arm is for, is to protect the students and everybody that's around, so that we don't end up seriously hurting a student or killing a student,
A second trooper follows along in a cruiser to chase down people that run the stop sign.
It doesn't matter where the bus is, if it's in Bismarck, if it's in Hazen, if it's in rural Oliver County out on Highway 25. You need to stop because killing a child is a manslaughter charge.
The Trooper on the Bus program is available to schools all across the state on request. For West Dakota Fox News at 9, I'm John Salling.
Since January 1st, Dickinson's 28 bus routes have had 48 stop arm infractions. Hazen, with only 5 routes, has had 24. Well, several Bismarck downtown parking areas will soon have higher rates. The adjustment affects the ramps on 3rd and Main, 6th and Broadway, 7th and Broadway, and 6th and Thayer. The lots on 3rd and Rosser and 5th and Thayer will also see a change. It's $2 per month increase for both covered and rooftop spots. Covered spots now are about $56, and rooftops are $32 a month. Users will see the surge on June 1st. According to the Bismarck Public Parking Authority, the charge is necessary to cover increasing operating costs. Well, today Ryan Rauschenberger appointed Sandy McMurdy as a deputy tax commissioner. McMurdy has worked as a state employee for the last 12 years. She and her husband also own the Gifted Bean coffee shop inside the library. Rauschenberger says, quote, Sandy is a great choice. Her budgetary, administrative, leadership, and communication expertise will be an asset. Still ahead, Hawaii is under a state of emergency as hundreds flee to escape flowing lava spewing out of an erupting volcano. Well, lots of evacuations happening right now on Hawaii's Big Island. People are fleeing an erupting volcano. The sudden activity sent lava down streets and up from the ground. State and federal authorities are now getting involved. Fox News correspondent Adam Housley reports.
The Kilauea volcano comes to life, sending molten lava flowing down residential streets. Several eruptions over the past few days are forcing more than 1,500 people to evacuate.
I was just sitting waiting, and then the news came. I'm glad the house is safe. I'm just hoping no roads leading there get taken out so I can't get back.
Aerial footage shows plants and brush on fire. Large cracks are splitting sidewalks and driveways, pushing up bubbling lava. The volcanic alert level has been elevated to warning status. It's the highest possible level, meaning a hazardous eruption is imminent, underway, or expected. Another worry, sulfur gas.
It smells like sulfur all around here, sulfur smell.
Sulfur dioxide can create respiratory problems and is especially dangerous to the elderly. Prolonged exposure can also cause burns, sore throats, and burning eyes. People with breathing problems are urged to leave the area.
It's mostly just the gas that they're concerned about. Some of the neighbors around actually said they smelled some gas.
Governor David Ige has called on the National Guard to help with evacuations and offer extra security. He says if there's one thing locals need to do, it's stay informed.
We would just ask the residents to stay tuned, to listen to the bulletins issued by Hawaii Emergency Management. You know, we do expect that this will be an ongoing activity.
There's no telling how long the activity will continue, meaning officials and evacuees can't do much besides wait and hope for the best. In Los Angeles, Adam Housley, Fox News.
Another volcano erupting right now off the coast of Madagascar. This is in Piton de la Fournaise volcano. It's been active for the last several days on Reunion Island. Hikers are trekking closer to the surface to get a better look at the molten lava flow. A team of scientists from the Volcanology Observatory are taking samples of the magma, which could heat up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. Hundreds are dead in Kenya after rising floods part the country. Authorities say 6 more people drowned overnight. More than 200,000 people are displaced right now. The Kandisi River continues to overflow banks near the capital. 29 other countries are experiencing similar floods. And a giant sinkhole opens up on a New Zealand farm. Now residents are scrambling to protect their livestock. Drone video shows the giant slice through the land. It's over 650 feet long and more than 65 feet deep. One volcanologist says it's the largest sinkhole he's ever seen. And a wild courtroom escape caught on camera. You can see the man in cuffs get up and run out of the Utah courtroom. Once he makes it outside, he flips over the rail and plummets to the floor below. Some guards on the bottom floor try and catch him. He did not make it past those guards. He was arrested on April 26 for theft, weapon possession, and drug-related charges. A new report from the Governor's Highway Safety Association says riding a motorcycle isn't as dangerous as it used to be. There's nearly a 6% drop in the number of bikers who died on U.S. roadways last year. That's 6% less than the previous year. Despite the decline, motorcyclists account for a disproportionate amount of traffic deaths. No word on what caused that decrease. In tech news, you might soon be able to shop on Instagram. The company is reportedly working on ways to accept payments through its app. TechCrunch says the system is already visible to some users in the US and UK. With new options, users are allowed to register a debit or credit card to their profiles, set up a security PIN, then start purchasing directly from Instagram. Henry, would you buy something off Instagram?
Never really thought about buying from Instagram. How about you?
They always sell like fit tea and none of it looks good.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be something to look forward to because Amazon started their thing. Everyone's kind of getting to the shopping business. So
anyway, they can take your money.
Yeah, anyway, you get the money. But hey, that's what helps things out. Hey, speaking of what helps us out is the nice warm weather. We topped out 82 in Bismarck today.
Hey, welcome back. Bidolce's is a new bakery on Main Street in Beulah, and Fun Fit is changing the way you work out on First Street in Mandan. And Maddie Jelsep has this week's Main Street Minute.
Drumming on balls is one way Miranda Klatt, the owner of Fun Fit, is planning on making working out fun.
I want the gym to feel like a playground and the classes to feel like play dates because I want people to start working out for the fun of it. So that's kind of the concept of Fun Fit. I believe in whole wellness.
On one side, there will be a 24-hour access gym without machines, and on the other, there will be a group fitness studio. If you want a membership to Fun Fit, you can search it on Facebook After that fun workout, you'll want something to eat. But Dolce's is a new bakery in Beulah. The bakery offers everything fresh. The owner hopes to grow the business, offering more sweets for the community.
It's pretty overwhelming. I've had such great support from the community. I mean, it's just been very overwhelming, very humbling.
Ness says it's been a dream of hers to open her own bakery. Let's Dance Studio also moved locations from Interstate Avenue in Bismarck to North 19th Street. It's a bigger location that offers more studios for their classes. For West Dakota Fox is at 9, I'm Eddie Joseph.
Star Wars fans from across the galaxy were at Alchemist Tattoo Shop to say May the 4th be with you. Today is Star Wars Day and fans were invited to get one-of-a-kind tattoos in Bismarck. Artists created new patterns for the day that will only see one design each.
The best part is just seeing the fact that people are as excited as we are, and that makes me really happy because we're all just kind of getting together for the exact same reason. It's kind of like like-minded people basically, so it's kind of nice to be around your own peers.
People started lining up at 6 this morning to get their tattoos. Over now to a man I'm Wookiee to work with. Meteorologist Henry Blake.
Thought you forgot my name there for a second.
Just gauging how you would like that Star Wars joke.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The weekend's definitely going to be looking really good, I've got to admit. We're going to be waking up to near 50 degrees. A little breeze for tomorrow, but overall, the weather is looking pretty good. As far as your 7-day forecast, we are going to be talking about, above normal temperatures, even into next week.
Keeping the Star Wars theme, sometimes Henry wishes he were solo. See you.